Hi guys, and welcome to the Gremlin's Lair. I'm Fana.
And I'm Bobby, of course.
And I guess this is the first episode of 2021.
Woo! It's 2021.
We survived 2020.
Barely.
But you know, I keep hearing people say that kind of stuff of like 2021, 2021, it's a new year. But it's like God doesn't go like on midnight into 2021. Like, you know what? It's a new year. Let me just. They earned it. They survived.
Yeah, this is the one time where if you say New Year, New Me, you're already wrong. Like, you still don't have a chance.
I've heard
especially if you're here in the States.
So many patrons this week be like, "Oh my God, it's a new year on Friday." I'm like, that's not going to change anything.
Nope,
right
it's just
second.
a number. It's just a number at this point. There's still a lot more progress to be made to get us back to normal life and back to something entertaining and something fulfilling for once. But we have a while to go, unfortunately.
Hopefully it's a better year.
But you know what? Don't ever let that bring you down, okay? It's a rough time out there, but you can certainly take the opportunity to, make some new habits, get into some new hobbies maybe. Like, there's still some stuff you can do to kind of keep up the spirits.
Absolutely. And it's like, I thought about, I think I posted it in my, community page.
Yeah.
And I was like, I kind of want to do a year in review like I did last year for 2019. Mm-hmm. But I was far more impressive last year. I think it's because I graduated college and all that kind of stuff. So I was like, I have stuff for this year that I'm proud of or things that happened to me.
Right.
Like besides COVID, like not related to COVID at all. But I was like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Part of me is like, oh, you need to do it to continue the trend. And then part of me is like,
as well. I mean, you could definitely make it about, your artwork is definitely, this year especially, you've done a lot of really good dolls this year. You've done a lot of really good projects this year, so I think you should definitely take the time to highlight those.
I don't know. We'll see between now and tomorrow what I decide.
It's not getting done. You're gonna get it done after I leave your house. Actually,
I was like, I should put on the same shirt as last year and wear my glasses, which I never do anymore. And I'm like, nah.
Looks so good in the glasses. I miss the glasses.
I'm growing my hair long I'm growing my hair long for our friend's wedding, but you prefer it long, so I say it's long for you to guilt you. Is it working?
And guilt me into what? Exactly.
I don't know. Loving me, I guess. I was just telling my mom today that I don't like the length it's at because it's already weighing down, which is why I didn't like it long to begin with. And I know this isn't long to other people, but my hair used to be to my chin.
It's obviously not your hair. It's obviously your big brain that you're carrying upstairs. Kidding me?
Yes. Yes, that's the physics of hair. That's how it works.
Yep, that's definitely how it works. 100%.
Bobby, do you believe in resolutions?
I do. I just suck at keeping them, as I'm sure most people who make New Year's resolutions are. I definitely believe that people can have goals, but I struggle to attain them.
Are you ready for my hot take?
Go for it.
I think resolutions are setting yourself up for failure.
Okay, I can get behind this, but I would like to hear you explain.
But I don't know if I like saying that I have goals for the new year, and I don't know if it's the same thing as a resolution. Like a resolution to me just sounds so much more like I am going to do this, where a goal is like, hey, I hope I get this done. I don't know.
Here's what I'll say is it sets up people to fail because there's a lot of people who, they sit down, make their New Year's resolution list, and it's like these big goals. Like it's massive. But you almost intimidate yourself. And if you're anybody like me who is a creature of habit, it's hard to break new habits and bring in new ones. And if you make a list of all these good habits that you want to bring in order to outweigh some of the bad ones or even break some of the bad ones, you look at it and go, nah, this ain't it. Or you get through the first week or two, maybe even the first month if you're doing really well, and something slips you up and you fall right back to where you were before the year started. And then it's hard to kind of get that back up. So what's probably best is to start small.
And I think, and the mindset I think I have is like the whole words have power. So change the way your goal is. And I think I learned that partly in like, or it's more present in my mind from my more recent, like job review. Like, what's it called? Not a review.
Performance review?
I guess, yeah. Where I had goals for the new year. She's like, let's change the wording a little bit. So, like, weight loss. Weight loss is the big. Yeah. And I'm guilty of my resolution being weight loss, too. And, like, I, like, the way I have it, because, like, that's a goal for the new year. I think it's important. So, instead of saying, I'm going to reach my goal weight, or I'm going to lose 1 million pounds in 2 weeks.
Right.
I have instead make progress on my weight loss journey.
Yeah. So
like,
even if you can lose a few pounds, that's going to look good.
If that means changing the way I eat, like making some kind of progress on like my health journey, because by putting myself in the, I'm going to lose, let's say 50 pounds by the end of the year. By the end of the year, if I haven't reached that goal, let's say I lose 40 pounds instead. That, to me, I'm like, I'm a failure because I didn't reach that standard I set for myself.
But then again, you set the standard a little too high a lot of the time.
Right, but you don't necessarily know that when you start the year.
Right, of course, because there's always a weird motivator, like that, like, okay, here's my list of resolutions. I'm gonna do it. Like, this time is different. But here's the thing, cold turkey doesn't work a lot of the time. Like, and there's a reason for that. You have to kind of wean yourself into these new habits and applaud yourself for the smaller steps that you take to get there versus, blaming yourself for failing just because you try to take on too much at once.
Or like, and like sometimes I think numbers do definitely motivate people. Like, I think I have here, read at least 50 books in the new year. Okay? I know that's attainable for me. I know that that's attainable.
But to someone like me, that's...
Right. You could be like, read more. Like, I have... Or in past years, I've been like, I need to complete 3 or like 10 or whatever watercolor illustrations. Well, if it's December 15th and I've only completed 1 and I'm like, I have to finish my resolution, I don't want to half-ass a bunch of watercolor illustrations.
Right.
So like some of my goals are like
you have a quality for a lot of those. Yeah. A lot of those
it's like
goals.
I don't have like, I need to do X, Y, and Z and this many of each one. I have like, I want to do more digital art. I want to do watercolors. I used to crochet and counter cross stitch. I want to get into that again. Like,
right.
Kind of stuff to guide my life, not to rule my life, if that makes sense.
That's a good way to put it. I mean, and it's stuff you always wanted to, take on, and you can, I do believe, though, as much as we're kind of trashing the idea of putting too much, I think you can also manifest it yourself in a way, and kind of, if you stick your mind to it, like you specifically, I know once you get your mind hooked on something and make it a habit, you're fine. Like, it's just getting to that point that is probably the difficult part.
It's just modifying it. Like, I think one of the only, like, legit set things I want to do is I want to learn to roller skate. Because I bought nice roller skates last year, but then I actually broke my back.
Was that last year? Them.
Huh?
That wasn't last year, was
Well, this is coming up on January 1st, so technically it was last year.
Good point.
I bought roller skates, and then like 2 weeks into learning how to use them, I fell and minorly fractured a vertebrae, which means I broke my back.
I know that.
And then I was scared, so I got on it once or a couple more times, and then I got a new tattoo on my ankle, so I really didn't want to be messing because they were high top skates. That was going to be rubbing against my new tattoo, and now it's freezing cold. So, like, they all sound like excuses.
Right.
I think I'm a little bit justified in fracturing my vertebrae, making me a little scared to learn.
Yeah,
but this year I have no excuse.
Yeah, no, I mean, and it's something I'm really excited for you to get into is, you know, someone like me who knows how to skate and loves skating. I'd love to be able to skate with you or just watching you be able to do it. We went ice skating once and it was fun as, it wasn't just once. We went a couple times, I think. No, we didn't go once?
We only went once.
Okay,
and I feel like I did better at ice skating than I have done so far roller skating.
Well, to be fair, ice is a very, like, it's really one surface, whereas when you're roller skating around and you're on a path, you're going to hit cracks and different stuff. I mean, the only thing you get with ice is, like, you know, after a bunch of people skating on
Score
it,
marks,
yeah, you can get caught in them, but it's definitely easier to maintain versus, like, you know, a lot of the road conditions or other park conditions that you're
right. Because these are
right. These are public park paths that you're taking most of the time. So no, I understand all that. I mean, it's the difference though is that you're going to be skating with the quad skates versus I cannot skate with those. I don't know if you remember, we had
you have rollerblades.
Yeah, we'll do blades, but no, excuse me. I don't know if you remember, they did a couple events at our school where they put a basically a roller floor in our big hall and had a couple skating events. The one time I had my inlines and I had to film that event, so I was skating with the camera, so it was basically just a human dolly. And the second time when I went, I actually didn't have my inline, so I had to try the quad skates. You cannot skate the same way. Like, it's not even close. Like, everything that I knew about skating, I went out that door once I got on those skates. Like, I can't do it. So
yeah, and I wanted to do the quads, but
because you got to look like a Sonic
skate
server.
Date.
Yeah,
skate date.
There's a lot of roller spots around here. Like, there's a roller rink right near me, 10 minutes away. It's like for public use, probably not open, but and there's a bunch of like hockey rinks and stuff we could hop onto that are like street hockey rinks that we could skate around. That has really smooth pavement. So if you want to ever come over with your skates, we can go do that. And
I purposely got hybrid wheels.
Yeah, which is a good idea.
They're nice skates. I really like. Week 2, I fractured a vertebrae. I was like, ah!
Everybody does it. It's all good. Everybody gets hurt on the skates.
Yeah, and I was, before anyone says anything, I was wearing a helmet. I was wearing the wrist and the knee and the elbow. I just landed right on my tailbone, just enough to just right up my back. Yeah.
I don't envy you, but I got the exact same injury playing basketball, so I feel you.
So I in saying that I think resolutions are stupid, I just announced several goals, guidelines for my life. Do you have a list of some sort anywhere?
Okay, and man, I'm gonna go against everything we just talked about because I did. Here's the thing with me is that like I was saying earlier in regards to Fana here, am a creature of habit, and I can make a habit happen pretty easily. A lot of the time they're bad ones and they stick. So ideally, I need to work on getting good habits as part of a routine. And I'm starting to get there. Or I'm making the plans to get there. I've done it before. Like Fana doesn't believe me about this part. Like when I was in high school, like the last year, like my senior year of high school, I was up at 5 a.m. every morning and drove to the gym to work out.
I don't believe it.
I did though. I literally did.
That's not the Bobby I know.
That Bobby died a long time ago.
The Bobby I know doesn't text me good morning till 4:30 p.m. today.
It's a late start to the day.
Oh my God. I was like, were you dead?
No, I was just ignoring you all the time.
I let myself sleep.
I was seeing my side chick, obviously. No, but I would get up and do that and do pretty well. And then once college came around, although I tried to make that a habit, I just could never stick just because my sleep schedule was bad. Here's the thing. All my bad habits are correlated. So if I don't fix them all, if I don't fix them all or start to fix them all, I'm never going to achieve the other. Like the sleeping is going to be my biggest one that I have to figure out, because I am notorious, as you can tell by the fact that I woke up at 4:30 p.m. today.
I left work at 4. That's the thing.
Well, anyway, so 4:30 p.m. is like when I woke up today. Sleeping has been a thing for me. I have no issue going to sleep. Like once I hit the bed,
no, he doesn't. No,
I'm out. Like that's it. Like it is a rare occasion that I'm in bed and cannot sleep. It's very rare. However, I hate the idea that humans need sleep, and I just think there's not
Bobby
enough hours
wants to be
in the
an
day.
Alien elitist,
dude. I want to do stuff, man. Like I want to keep doing, and unfortunately that leads until like 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m. nights sometimes that, where I still have to get up at 8 a.m. or something like that. That has screwed me on multiple occasions. So what I'm trying to do is try to go to sleep by 1. Now, that may sound so crazy to some of you, but I found that my optimal sleep time is 6 hours. So I'll still be able to get up at 7 a.m. and probably be at my computer at 9 most days if I do it this way. And when I'm
high hypotheticals.
These are very high hypotheticals, but that if I fix that and I stay consistent with it and stay strong with it, I mean, look, there's going to be times where I'll probably not have it happen, but as long as I don't make that part a habit, I'm fine. Late nights happen, especially in my world, and especially for opportunities that may come up professionally that I have to take on, so it's going to happen. But that'll lead into other goals, like just trying to get, I put exercise, but I'm not saying like I want to lose X amount of pounds or I want to gain this much muscle. I just need to start getting active again.
Yeah.
I'm hurting a ton physically. A lot of old ailments are coming back. I pop like bubble wrap when I get up in the morning now. It's not good. So I got to get myself stretched out, running around, active again. I haven't been taking care of that aspect at all. At all. So, but I am like, I have a habit. I downloaded a habit tracker app that has all these that I'm going to do my best to try and log it. So that if I do fail this, if I still log everything, that I can just, have a visual example of how much I'm failing at it. And hopefully that'll kind of kick me in the butt to get back on it.
Well, and that's my way. I hate exercising. So if my goal is to exercise every morning, I would rather die.
Yeah.
I probably shouldn't use that terminology. I would rather be eaten by a bear than get up every morning and exercise. But by saying I want to learn to roller skate, that's exercise.
Oh, it's extreme exercise.
So that's my way of trying to trick my brain into we are exercising this year.
Yeah.
We are going to do it.
Yeah. And you're going to burn a ton of calories on that too. Not for nothing. I mean, and my issue at the moment is I used to go and do, weight training and stuff like that. Right. But here's the thing. I hate it. It's not fun for me, at all. I like being active via sports a lot of time.
Right.
Like I was playing rec hockey or, basketball, whatever. I still can't do any of that. I can't go to the gym right now. Nor do I really want to be honest. And, I can't go really play any sports again, nor do I really want to right now, given the situation of the world. So really what's left for me is running. And running without purpose is hard for me. But at this point, we're still months away from getting back into anything normal. So I'm just going to have to kind of try and suck it up, get into it, start slow, half-mile stuff, transition to a mile, 2 mile, hopefully get up to a point where I can run a 5K at some point. That'd be great.
Oh, okay.
Hopefully, but I'm not putting that down because I think just me being able to get out of bed and go do it is going to be enough for me to be happy with myself. And the other part of it too is that there's people who will go work out after work or something like that, after 5. I can't do that. I hate that actually. I shower in the morning and get all ready to go. I don't want to have to work out, get all sweaty and shower again. I know it sounds weird and pompous, but I would much rather just get up in the morning, go work out, get all sweaty, then shower, and that's it for the day kind of thing. Is that weird? But
no, because if I don't work out in the morning, like you said, I don't work out at all because once I'm dressed and pretty, I'm dressed and pretty.
Yes,
it's 8:00 at night when we're recording this, and I still have most of my jewelry on, my makeup on. I still have my boots on that I wore to work. I had a roommate who would change, no joke, 3 to 5 times a day because she would wear lounge clothes, wear clothes to class, come home. Sometimes she would go to work and in scrubs. Then she would come back, put on grubby pajamas, and then if she was going to her boyfriend's, put on nicer pajamas to hang out at his place.
Nicer pajamas. I love that part for some reason.
Well, they exist.
Yeah.
And it's like,
oh, I know.
I guess because like we were gonna be around like you and your roommates. It's like, oh, we gotta look kind of cute. Like I don't know. Like yeah. It's
even though honestly, with the way our friend group dynamic was, we could have seen each other in just like your nighttime outfit, just a t-shirt a lot of the time. You know what I mean? Like
a t-shirt and like ratty ass shorts.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I would have your sweatshirt, and I would Caroline and I would be golden. We would just be like, you ready? Let's go hang with the boys. And we would trundle up, and Kate would like put on like nice leggings with like a clean shirt. And we're like, this is your 17th outfit today.
Right. And it's also
I love you, but I can't, your laundry. I don't have enough clothes to do that.
And it never bothered me any that you came in rattier material. I don't know. Like it just, I'm just happy you're there.
I'm glad because it didn't care. I was gonna
say. Well, I'm saying like she was putting in all that extra work for something that my roommate probably wasn't gonna care too much about. To be totally honest,
and I don't think she was doing it for him. She just felt more comfortable.
She needed to feel okay. All right.
Yeah. No, it was. I don't think she was trying. Maybe at the beginning you're always like trying to impress a boy. I don't know what that's like.
Yeah.
But. Like, I just would love it, but I'm like, I legit do not have the clothes to be able to do this.
She's got a pretty extensive wardrobe, doesn't she?
She does. It's very impressive. I'm very jealous. I have like one pair of good leggings, and I'm like...
Well, when this podcast makes us $1 million, we'll help your wardrobe out a little bit. Yeah.
Yes. I wear things till they die.
That's actually one of my other habit plans, is that to have this podcast make us $1 million in a year's time. I think it's attainable.
Okay. I do have a sub count that I'd like to reach at the end of the year on YouTube for Fantasy Finder, but it's okay if it doesn't reach that,
Yeah, so it's funny you say that because I also have a very similar one. I'm
for personal or for Gremlin's Lair?
For Gremlin's Lair, as well as my other project, Big League Breakdown, BLB. I want to see them both try to get to 100 subs by the end of the year. I think it can be done. I think getting to 100 subs can be done. And for Gremlin's Lair, we're already a fifth of the way there, which thank you to the 20 subscribers that we have so far. You guys are the early founders. So we will always appreciate you coming in early. But yeah, I think it's attainable. And I think as long as, I keep my head in it, and I'm changing a lot about my work mindset. I won't bore anybody on this podcast about those details, but I'm trying to change how my work mindset works, hopefully to the point where I can make this happen. And I think it can. It's got to take some extra effort out of me.
It's like the little engine that could. I think I can. I think I can.
Yeah.
Well, hey, the Instagram has 34 followers.
Hey, that's a start.
Yeah.
Let's keep it going. Okay, and then do you want to hear one that I know you're going to roll your eyes at me for, but do you want this or not?
Of course I do.
You ready? Watch her face. Everybody watch her face. Don't even pay attention to me here. Watch her face. I want to have over $100 in poker winnings over the next year. Yeah. Okay. So I am a poker player. Not a professional. I play recreationally, but am learning the game. I've even enrolled in a course that I was able to get into to
Wait, what?
Kind of learn stuff. I didn't pay anything. I promise. It was like
No. I love how that's your first. I didn't pay anything.
Yeah, what?
No, you rolled. That's that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's so there's. I want to say I don't consider myself a gambler. I just like the competitive game of poker. If you know anything about No Limit Hold'em, it's a competitive game. It's not just you're putting in money and hoping for. You're basically praying for an outcome. There's strategy to it. There's it's and for me, as somebody who's really competitive and has been able to do sports, it's something I can find myself competing in. I've played for years with friends and want to continue to do. And I just streamed a tournament I was in. I was able to qualify for the New Jersey Classic by PokerStars. I got busted early, but busted my butt just to even qualify for that tournament. And I got in and busted.
He made it a fourth of the way through the tournament.
Yeah,
and he placed high enough to get in. So
right.
You need to give yourself a little bit more credit for that.
Yeah, I know. And I'm not, and and Fana's been very supportive of it for the most part, as long as I don't get myself into any too financial turmoil because of it or...
I have nothing against the game.
Yeah.
And like at first I was like, gambling bad. Ooh, no.
Yeah.
But then it might have been you who said to me, like, I could spend $50 on dinner and a movie or go to the tables and spend $50 there.
Yeah.
My thing is like when you have your hard line and you have the money, playing the game, I'm fine with. When it's the people who keep going.
Yeah, no, and I don't have a very addictive personality when it comes to that stuff. Like,
you're addictive to me.
That's true, but I don't have a very addictive personality when it comes to that stuff. So I
no
definitely
brownie
know.
Points?
Don't point them out, and you'll get them.
Using that against me.
Yes, if you're gonna do it to me, I'm gonna do it right back at you. She hates whenever I ask for brownie points because she thinks that ruins the moment if I do something nice. So it does. So but no, I have done very well, and like when I get invited to like, I have an old teacher who I go play poker with at times. I haven't lately, but I go in there with $10 and have a great time. That's me going to Chick-fil-A. Like that, seriously, like that, like as long as I just keep it under wraps, I don't do anything stupid, it's fine. It's just a hobby at that point. But I want to get better. I want to learn how to play the game. So that's the hope. It's small. I play really small stake stuff. So that was the other one that I had. I wanted to say it on the show. I know it was kind of a tangent, but I wanted to say it on the show just to see what your reaction was. So, so there you go. That was the other one that I had. But, I do want to read more. You did mention reading. I do want to try and read more.
That's why I adore Goodreads, because you can set the challenge for the year, how many books you want to read. And also, like, if I track, because I'm a children's librarian, if I tracked all the children's books, like the picture books that I read, I would easily probably have 200 books a year. Because I do these, like, review series on my library's Instagram and Facebook. So I'm reading all these picture books because I want to like them to recommend them to the parents. But I just been tracking like chapter books. So or like young adult novels, graphic novels, that kind of stuff. Right. But man, if I did the picture books,
oh yeah, it would be your count will go up.
I'm thinking about maybe doing that this year.
You'd be one of their featured members. Like, oh, look how many books this girl is reading. This girl in Maryland.
Yeah, part of me is like, I wonder how many books I actually read. Like,
you probably read enough. And here's the thing, you probably also read enough material online to count as a few books.
That's true. People need to not sneeze at. They're like, people are like, oh, people don't read nowadays. Like, yeah, they do. They just don't read traditional books.
I read too many news articles at the moment.
That's still comprehension reading.
It is. It's unhealthy at times still because it can be a dark place. But that's why I want to see. I want to get back into reading some fictional works and everything like that because I do like reading. I think I'm just so stimulated all the time that it's hard for me to actually like settle down and just be able to lose myself in a book. It gets harder and harder.
And I feel like people give a lot of flack about like adults reading YA, where that stigma's not quite as there as much anymore. But like, I've been reading like middle grade chapter books, like lower middle grade, not like Percy Jackson or Harry Potter, for work. And they're fantastic. They're like, it's not dumbed down. It's simpler, but it's still they're just as good as stories. And so just in the past couple of weeks, I've been really liking these middle grade chapter books because one, I'm realizing that all I read is fantasy YA, and like to better help patrons, I want to be able to give that to them a little bit more.
Sure.
But I don't know. Also, back to Goodreads though. I love that you can update your progress because that to me motivates me to read more because I want to see how quickly I can fill the little progress bar.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, no, I mean that's something I definitely want to do, and I have a whole book. You can see I have a whole bunch of books. Where are they? Behind me here. Like I've probably read maybe 3 of them out of like the 25 that are probably on this shelf cumulatively.
Oh, okay. This is why I went on the middle grade tangent. Because you love the movie Coraline. And what I was saying to you was the book is very different and very, very creepy. I would say it's worse than the movie. So I was saying you should read it. And I don't think you've ever been like, oh, it's too young for me. But I know that like some people would probably have that stigma of, oh, it's a little kid book.
Bro, catch me at like a doctor's office reading like some children's novel. I don't care. You can find inspiration and be entertained in any age range. I don't think it should be limited to like that. I'm going to be, at some point in my life, in my 40s, still probably watching Disney movies. Like and Pixar
if
movies.
If you're with me, you will be.
Why does this thing even exist? I mean, yes, I watch some raw stuff and weird stuff sometimes that I guess are more my age range, but it's all art, man. I'll just take it in. I'll eat all of it up. I don't care who's on the cover of it, honestly.
Right. And it's just, well, I mean, my uncle is a doctor and 60 years old, and many years I have caught him when we're on our beach vacation in a lawn chair reading Harry Potter.
Perfect. That's a good
it's
book.
Just like
I was thinking about, and I was even thinking about this today. I was like, what probably might even spark that whole reading habit again is if I reread the Ranger's Apprentice books that I was a fan of when I was a kid.
I want to reread. I have them all.
I know. Yeah. Well, I remember when I came to your house, like one of the first times when we started dating, and I came up like, wait, you have this series? I thought I was the only one who knew about this. Like, because I read it as a kid and I loved it, and I'd probably do good in rereading it again because I never actually finished the full series because there was a bunch of books that came out way after.
It's so good.
I don't even remember what book I stopped on. Like, I remember the first 3 very well. I know I read a couple of the other ones after. I just don't remember them off the top of my head. I bet you once I start rereading them again, it's all going to come flooding back to me again. Yeah. But that might kick me off, honestly. So
yeah, I definitely want to reread that. And plus, there's like a prequel series, and there's like a side series about like the Viking race, and it's like Brother Band. There's so much in it.
Yeah, I mean, I keep hearing like always small rumblings every couple of years about, there's a possibility of a movie. It's stuck in production hell. I know it is. There's no way it's getting anywhere.
It would have to be a TV show. It would
not
have to
be, or some type of streaming miniseries or something like that. I would take that in a heartbeat. But I'm not putting a number on any of the stuff. I don't want to read X amount of books. I got to start just reading first. So like I was reading Carrie for a lot over the summer, but then I fell off again. I picked it up the other day and got through quite a bit before I actually ended up getting pretty tired because I was reading before bed. But I want to finish that up, and then at that point, I might see what I got on my shelf here, or I might just steal books from Fana and just go from there. So
I got them. I have access to 2 library systems now.
Yep. I do have a library card. It just doesn't get used. Well, I use and I'm also not big on ebooks. I find it harder to tune into them a lot more. I like just having the actual
ebooks
book.
Or audiobooks.
I can do audiobooks.
Okay.
I'll tell you that I haven't been able to do them recently, but I used to when I was in high school. I had an internship going into Philadelphia, so I would take the train in. So I would drive to the train station listening to the audiobook and then get on the train and listen to the audiobook all the way there and walk through down to Chestnut Street where I had to go. And I would listen to audiobooks all the time. I listened to a lot of, it's a lot of biographical stuff I was listening to then. So I was listening to one about Shawn Michaels, who's one of the greatest wrestlers who ever lived, and he's still alive. And Corey Taylor, who's the lead singer of Slipknot and Stone Sour. I listened to a couple of his books. His funny. It's basically just him ranting about the world, but that was funny. The Shawn Michaels book I think you would like too is actually about his when he converted to Christianity once during the latter half of his career. A very interesting perspective coming from him, and he's just a good overall dude. So I was listening to a bunch of those. So yeah, I can do audiobooks, but I barely even have enough time to listen to all the podcasts I was listening to because again, my jobs just require me to be listening to the stuff I'm actually working on. So it's just I can't listen to them as often as I would like to. But anywho, I just like I have the Steve Jobs biography book that came out like right after he died, like on my Nook account. Like I was reading that for a while, but like I don't know, I struggle to read an ebook a lot. Like it's harder for me to read an ebook for some reason versus like an actual book, like paperback, like kind of thing. So I don't know. But
I don't have anything. I used to have things against ebooks, and then I actually read ebooks. And I was like, oh, this isn't so bad.
right.
But I like seeing it's like that progress bar on Goodreads. I like holding a book, and I like seeing how far into it I am.
Mm-hmm.
But are those all your goals or resolutions? And we can head to our next segment.
Yeah. Well, the last like main one, I guess, is trying to get more active. Like the last two, and I'm not going to spend too much time on it. It's just getting more active on social media and stuff like that, because that's going to help with all the growth stuff that I'm trying to do with all my projects coming up. So getting more active on social media, and I actually have my sister, who lives and breathes social media, is on TikTok every day, Snapchat every day. She's actually going to be showing me some things that I'm not aware of to kind of help me with that whole game. Also, this right here, this needs to be drank more.
More water.
I currently have 100 ounces of it a day, so that's like 4 of these. So I'm gonna try to make that a habit, because I definitely feel a lot better if I drink a good amount of water throughout the day. So
it is half of your body weight in ounces.
Yeah, I'm currently 200 pounds. I don't think I told you that yet. I weighed in 200 pounds the other day for the first time ever. Not great though, so I gotta. I don't have to lose weight. I'm still, I think, at a pretty healthy weight, but I definitely gotta get myself active.
Have you correlated my age with my height with my?
No, whenever I went to the doctor, I was like 195, and they always told me I was fine. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so I don't know what the BMI is for all that, but I think I don't think I'm in like any type of dangerous category. And also, it would be better. I can be 200 pounds at my height, and as long as I had muscle, it'd be better. But I don't have muscle yet, so we're working on that. But anyway, yeah, those are the last ones. Oh, I'm gonna try to keep continuing to meditate too. It's something I've been big on for a while now, but I recommend it to everybody. I'm telling you, it puts you in the right mindset in the morning. Anyway, sorry. Next segment. Fana's got stuff I hear.
So, because we really enjoyed doing that whole questionnaire Christmas thing,
and apparently so did other people.
Yes. So
apparently so did other people. So yeah.
I found on Holodappy 100 reflection questions to help guide your New Year's resolutions.
Here we go.
So, they have a bunch of different categories and crap, but they also have a top 10 questions to answer. So I wanted to know if maybe we want to go through some of those.
Sure. Yeah, I'm down. I'm down for anything, honestly. I am an open book. Ask me any question.
Okay. What would you try if you knew you could not fail?
Man, right off the bat, huh? All right.
Told you these were some good ones.
Okay.
Also, I just skim these. I have not like come up with answers. I just skim them, and a lot of times I'm reading them as I ask them to Bobby. So we're both kind of being off guard from this. I'm not like prepping my answers.
I have not been screened by anything. I just knew there were questions. That's all I know. Okay. I mean, I automatically think to more workplace stuff and in my career. Honestly, just making a movie, making a full-length feature.
Okay.
It's hard for people to even get the opportunity to do so. If I had that opportunity and knew that there wasn't a failure involved in just getting to that point to make it, I mean, why not?
What do you consider the failure? Do you consider completing the movie, or like it not being well received also being the failure?
Completing. I mean, I'm never gonna say like, oh, I bet my movie's gonna be good no matter what. Like people don't. And I shouldn't say people, but there's a lot of people who I know don't understand how much goes into just getting a movie just to get it shooting. Like, as easier as it is nowadays to just go out on your iPhone and do stuff like that, just making a full-length feature, getting a crew together, actors together, props, everything, it's hard. Like, even for the short film that I did with my buddy Will, it's hard. It was a lot. And we were pulling scraps, no budget, no nothing, like just trying to get that together. And we did well. But I think that's like the be all end all of like, hey, I'm able to do this. If I was able to get to a point where like, okay, you are good to make a movie, I think that would make me pretty happy, honestly. Like, because that's what every filmmaker wants to do at some point in their life, and just to get the opportunity to do that and not having to worry about falling through or any of that stuff throughout the production process, I'm all for. I mean, get to do it once and then never have to do it again. But I'd be happy looking back on it and be like, hey, I got to make a full-length feature movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, what about you?
What would I try if I knew I could not fail?
The toppy.
I don't know for me. Because there's not a lot that I do that I think has like failure per se.
You would start your own library.
No. I think I would want us to start our life immediately. If I knew that we could get married, move in together, be financially supported this instant without fail, I probably would do that.
Well, man, you make me look like the bad guy. Like I'm not.
No. I just no, because I'm trying to think. Because like I'm like looking at some dolls in progress type thing. I'm like, like I'm not failing. Like I might not complete them the best that I want, but like a lot of my hobbies aren't high stakes. Your hobbies are high stakes.
Yes, a little bit.
So
a little bit.
And part of me's like, oh, like finish the first draft of a book, but like that's not. I guess it's failure to do it. But
yeah, there is failure to do it, and that's been an issue for me. Is that like part of why I'm not necessarily on, where I want to be at the moment is just because I scare myself out of doing things, and got to work on not doing that. So there's failure even just in that regard. But no, I mean, of course, I'm all I love this woman to death, so I am all for trying to get our life started and get everything together. We know we have a bit to go, so gotta just keep working at it until we get to that point. So I'm board with that one too, obviously.
All right, I want to answer this one first.
Okay, go for it.
What would you like your biggest triumph by the end of the year? I would like to be able to financially support myself by the end of the year.
There you go. Yeah.
Or at least us together be able to financially support ourselves.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, I'm basically right there with you, but I guess just to make it more personal, I do want to get to a point where I'm not having to rely on so many gigs as I'm doing currently.
Yeah. You want more consistent things.
I do, but I also do understand that what I do want to get, the point I do want to get to is where I'm still taking gigs, but it's ones I can choose, and I'll be getting enough of them where it's consistent enough, where I always, at the moment, I have to go from gig to gig, and sometimes they're weeks or months at a time. Like, there was one gig I've been on lately that I finished up earlier this month, and I'm not going to get back on it until like February at the absolute earliest. It's like, you know what I mean? So now I'm at this weird, lull period, which kind of sucks. So, I'm trying to get in as much as I can during that period of time, but it sucks having to do that, and sucks that there's really not much you can do about it until you get yourself in a more consistent position. Consistent position. So hopefully I can get to that point, which will then lead to being able to financially support myself, and then hopefully being able to financially support both of us, so that we can, get our next stage started and get that up and rolling. But there's work to be done there. So I feel that one.
What in the world? We're also trying to talk for. I keep forgetting that we're trying to talk for 2021, not like life.
Right.
What major indulgence are you willing to experience?
Indulgence? What by indulgence do they mean exactly? Like a hobby?
I don't know. Like, I guess to me that's like a purchase or a trip or.
Oh. Well, I mean, here's the thing. If we're talking about purchasing, I mean, there's so many big tech things I want, but
are you willing to experience though?
Not now. I think, what I would do? I think I would do.
What would you do, Bobby?
I think I would love to indulge on a trip that I could finance myself versus. Okay. Like, every vacation I've been on has been a family vacation, so my parents are covering most of it kind of thing. I would like to, like, if it was you and me, or even just get some friends to do stuff too, kind of thing. Like, me and Fana keep talking about going to Canada at some point once everything starts to get back to normal again, because we have some things we want to hit up there.
Yeah.
And we do talk about doing some more international travel too. I'd love to be like, Canada's kind of an easier one though, because we can drive there, we can get stuff figured out. I would love to be able to finance that and make that happen over like a week or two's time. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
That would be something I would definitely love to experience, because it's something I've always wanted to do. I'm big on wanting to go travel and stuff like that, so I'm all for that.
Yeah, and I think mine would be probably right now, thinking about it, like getting a good tattoo. Like, my tattoos
really
so
good
far
tattoo.
have been very nice, but I think like the indulgence, because that's a big purchase.
Mhm.
So that is definitely something I know, because I've been willing in the past, I know I'll be willing to do in the future this year. Maybe that's a safe answer, but that kind of goes with our Canada trip too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not committed enough of my tattoos to indulge on that yet, not yet. So, no, I've always wanted to do the trip. I like me spending my money that trips like that and experiences like that, things where I know I'm going to gain a lot of cultural value. I know I'm going to gain a lot of fun, and quality time with my woman here, and all that. Like that to me is stretching the dollar as far as it can go. Like that's like the perfect thing to spend money. I'm big on experiences more than materialistic things. You wouldn't know that by my setup, but
what would you most like to change about yourself? I feel like my answer should be like being happier with myself.
Mhm.
Well, I guess this kind of go hands in hand. Like being happier, being less of a stress ball or anxiety ridden. But what I would like most to change about myself is being healthier and physically lighter. Let's say that. And I know that's kind of a losing weight's not going to fix my mindset type thing. I know that. Like, right. But that is, since the question is what would I most like to change about myself, I would like to be healthier.
Yeah. I would like to stop scaring myself out of things that I want to do. And this is mainly on a career level. Well, look, I'm big on my career. I'm sorry if I have to keep bringing that up over and over, but I like.
Bobby, how dare you be?
I love what I do, and I love the opportunities that I've had so far. But I definitely think I could have had even more opportunities if I didn't scare myself out of doing things because of worrying about what other people might say, worried about what the reception's going to be. I think I've scared myself out of too many projects that way that I was trying to start up. And I think I'm at a point now where it's like I am done with trying to... I'm not going to please everyone with the content that I make. I'm not going to be changing the world with any of it, but I certainly can be happy with the stuff that I make, and I want to be releasing more content. I want to be creating more. I want to spend more time creating instead of thinking about creating. So I want to change that and change that mentality and just be more of a go-getter instead of just a what-if guy and just watching things possibly pass me by. I think the earlier I can get started on this, the better I'll be, and I'll be happier that way. I'll feel like I'll be more fulfilled than I already am. I'm already happy that I have 2 podcasts, but the reason that all started is because I have Fana here with this one who is all on board with it and willing to put in the work for this, and then my buddy Tyler, who's with me on BLB, is all for that as well. Like, having another committed person is... I'm gonna get more stuff out. I'm so tired of sitting in the shadow. That was motivational as hell. I hope you all took something from that.
Hoorah. See, I feel like I'm baiting you with these questions, but like because our lives are so intertwined. I feel like because our lives are so intertwined and because our goal, like our life and relationship goals are to be engaged, married, live together. Like I feel like they're all kind of so I'm trying to find like what are 3 people? I've switched to the more generic questions, I guess. Who are 3 people you would like to spend more time with?
Well, I think I definitely want to get some more time about my parents. I think I've been since I got home for college, I've just been kind of go on like other stuff, and I think that I sat and watched movies for like 5 hours yesterday with my mother, and it was awesome. Like I would like to do more stuff like that. I just I have a great relationship with them, and I'll always still feel close to them. I want to spend more quality time because I know at some point the chances for that are going to get smaller and smaller as I move on in my life. So I think both my parents, I'll count those as I got those as 2 people. I mean, obviously I want to try and spend more time, as much time with you as I can, but I think you're a given though. And hopefully when COVID lifts, I'll be able to go see a lot of my childhood friends again. I know I'm not really answering the 3 people question, but like I've been cut off from so many people lately that's really hard to kind of narrow it down. So it just, I want to spend more time with my parents, even my sisters for that matter. And there's been quite a few, quite a few friends who I have not seen at all during this pandemic that I would like to be able to link up with again. I still text them, still talk to them, still want to, hang with them once everything lifts again. It's just the risks right now are just too high with everything, and it's just I don't want to lose those friendships, and get distant from everybody. So I'm trying my best to keep them going until it gets to a point where I can actually go out and hang with them again. You know what I mean? So I know it's not 3 people, but I personally have had so many cutoffs that it's hard to really narrow it down. So forgive me for not quite answering the question.
Yeah.
About you?
No. And mine's kind of a group type thing. My grandmother, my mom, my aunt, and myself have been getting together a lot more recently, and I've been loving that. Like, we just had lunch, and I was like, oh, it's just gonna be lunch. But it ended up being like a 5-hour thing, which I didn't expect, but it was amazing. So that was really cool because my mom's side of the family is so small. So that we get the females together type thing. And like, I can see how much it makes my grandmother really happy. And just, so I really loved that. I'd like to see you in person a little bit more. I saw that French fries side detail right there. I would like to see you physically a lot more.
I was not aware we still live an hour apart.
And
COVID has been
a
big hurdle for us.
So, and then
I miss our college group, man.
Friends.
Yeah, I mean, it's been good that like at least our friend Will, I've spent some time with because he's close to me and here in New Jersey. He lives over in PA, so we've been able to golf and stuff where we're able to social distance and be together pretty frequently. But the rest of that group I haven't seen in months.
Mm-hmm. Well, Well, also going back to my family stuff, like I spend time with my family quite a bit, I feel, but like I forced my family, we were all home or off for Christmas Eve, and I forced them all to play, my brothers and my parents, to play Monopoly. I was like, we are going to play a game because we haven't played a game as a family in such a long time, and that was a lot of fun. Yes, I used to be really good at Monopoly. I don't know what happened this time. I think my brothers cheat.
They're still putting there. Who's the bank?
The only logical answer.
That's sus.
Anthony.
Come on.
No, I think he does a good job as banker. I
refuse to believe he's not a cheater. What else you got?
What body part needs more attention and loving care?
I hate how that was worded. Probably my stomach. Yeah, probably my stomach, honestly.
Same. All right, we can move on.
Well, from a medical and injury perspective, my back and my neck need a lot of work. I'm getting better on my posture.
Yeah.
But nope, I'm not. So
you're not doing your exercise.
I feel bad because I whenever I get a chance to go see my orthopedic again, he's gonna be like, dude, I've told you like quite a few times now. Listen to me. Do what you're supposed to.
Countless times.
So, yeah, my scheduling in college was never great and never allowed for that, or I never made the time to actually take care of myself. No, I am bad at making time to take care of myself.
You never made the time.
Never do it. So that's something I'm trying to fix. But I do want to get my stomach looking a little bit better than it currently is, personally. I don't care too much about looks a lot of the time, but I do want to see myself be healthier and look a little bit healthier too. Oh, thanks, honey. Appreciate that.
I think you're sexy AF.
Ooh.
Okay, what play would you like to see this year?
Go.
We have a tradition of going to a local theater production on Valentine's Day, and that's not going to happen this year, most likely. But if it were to happen, what would you want to see? Last year we watched Chicago, and then the year before that we watched Fun Home.
Was Fun Home a Broadway play too, or like I never looked it up. It was nice.
I don't think it's Broadway, but it's definitely a theater.
It's a really good story about LGBTQ youth.
It wasn't just done by this one company.
It was very, very good. And we had like front row seats for that too, because the student discount at this theater in Baltimore.
Yeah. Well, and also it was one of those really cool theaters where you literally were all on three sides of the stage.
I mean, I would revisit like something like The Addams Family again. I saw that on Broadway years ago and would see that again in a heartbeat. It was fantastic.
Okay.
Easy answer is like Hamilton or something like that, because I did watch the Disney Plus version of it and I thought it was tremendous.
The Disney Plus version.
I also, you did get me kind of hooked on the one about King Henry VIII.
Yes,
I would definitely go see that.
I saw that on Broadway and it was fantastic.
I would go see that.
So I would see that again.
For that. I'm down.
Yeah,
I'm definitely down for that. I like Broadway and I like theater productions. So, I do like that we made that a tradition. Hopefully, we're not gonna be able to observe it this year, but once everything lifts again, I'm definitely down to make up for that time. Especially since Broadway's gonna need some major help after this, or even local theaters. I shouldn't. Excuse me. Even just say Broadway. A lot of local theaters I know are in trouble. We had a couple of venue closings around in my area, so it sucks.
If you could throw a themed party for yourself, what would the theme be?
Right, of course.
Mine would be Pusheen
themed. Sheesh. Yeah, I would do it.
You would have like a movie themed.
I would do movie themed, or I would I would do movie themed, or I always said my bachelor's party was going to be like a casino or something, so I would even do something like that. Like I always, or even sports themed, even like when we all went to Camden Yards in Baltimore, like those couple times, like that was fun. I know you didn't like it. But for me, that was fun because I enjoy baseball, but two, the ball, a ballpark is definitely where you can still try to find some way to have fun if you're not really paying attention to the game. So I'm all for just bringing people to parks.
My favorite part of that ball game was when it absolutely poured and everyone was running
and we didn't even know where to go.
So
we don't even think we remember where we parked. So...
everyone oh my gosh, it didn't just rain.
And we were high. We were up on the third deck. Oh
my gosh. It was so... Yeah. Everyone looked like a drowned rat. It was I'm not being sarcastic saying
it's
that
a really good memory.
So
we talk about
fun.
it all the time. Like we were scattered rats, basically.
And then we went to a Wawa, but the boys were stripping in the back of the car and changing because the one guy was in his truck, so he actually had clothes
and the rest of us were just waiting to get back to the house. It
was just a nightmare, and it was so much fun.
I love the game.
Not the game.
Bad, but it's
the elements.
Ballpark's ballpark. I'm good.
10 questions about your finances.
Right this second.
What's an undeveloped talent
Drums.
that you're willing to explore?
I played when I was younger, and I know how to play. I'm just not good. I would like to expand on that skill and learn that whole get deeper into the just learn how to play and just continue to get better and better. Something I never gave the time of day to continue developing, but I would definitely like to do that this year if I could. I gotta get myself I actually gotta get my drum set fixed, or I might even be getting electronic one soon. So that'll be even more fun. So looking into that right now. Actually, we were just me and my family were just talking about it because we're doing a lot of moving around and stuff like that. So yeah, definitely drums for me. Learning how to play drums, or just I don't even pick up any instrument, but drums seems to be where I always end up gravitating toward too. So I love music, man. By you.
Nice. I don't know if they're undeveloped skills or because I want to learn ukulele and I want to learn how to roller skate. Those aren't skills.
Could be
yet.
Skills though.
They're not underdeveloped because they don't exist. I think I want to get back into
there we go.
Drawing. Because I've definitely gotten rusty.
I am all for this. I want to see this happen. I'm all for this.
It's just that I guess it's underdeveloped now
well,
because
same thing is kind of what I'm saying about
not
drums. Like I know how to play, I
much.
just never developed it to get myself better. So I feel you on that. What else? Hit me.
I'm trying.
Oof.
What is your purpose?
Okay.
See, okay. I just watched Soul this weekend, and you haven't seen Soul yet, right?
My sister did.
Then we can't answer this question yet.
I do have an answer.
This question yet.
Okay.
No, because because I can't even debate you on this because you have to watch
All right,
Soul.
Noted.
Anyway, moving on.
Oh man.
What time waster are you willing to let go of? YouTube before bed.
100%.
That is mine. I will not give up YouTube, but I will give up the YouTube before bed.
Yeah.
The laying in bed like this on my phone, watching videos.
The biggest time waster I do, if we call it a time waster, is video games. It's one of the biggest hobbies. But most of the reason why I'm up most of the time at night is because I'm playing with people. I do have to get better at just cutting it off at a certain point to kind of keep my sleep schedule afloat. So no, I'm not getting rid of video games. You would have to kill me. But I can definitely work on cutting it down and actually getting myself at bed at a decent time. So I'm not getting rid of any of my time wasters. The final question is the $1 million question. Oh.
Kai, it's not a question. You have to finish the statement. I need to say that.
What? I need to.
Ellipsis.
No, I know what the ellipsis. So what I'm
ellipsis
saying.
Is the dot.
I'm saying what? I need to say this is a phrase for the year, or I just need to say something to myself, or just giving me an open-ended microphone to get something off my chest. Okay.
Yeah. I need to say that, and I think the whole point of this whole article is
okay. All right.
I think to kickstart your resolutions.
All right. Well,
help guide your New Year's resolutions.
I need to say that I think it's time for me to make a bunch of changes that have been long overdue, both for the betterment of myself as well as the woman I love and for the life that we're trying to build together. So I think this year needs to be the pivotal year where I finally own up to all of my shortcomings and get everything together and get myself into a spot where I'm happy with myself and where my future wife will be very happy with me, and to the point where, I'm going to feel comfortable moving into this and confident moving into the next stage of my life that is coming up very rapidly. How's that? Period. Yes. How's that?
Period.
What do you need to say?
Very nice. Very emotional. I need to come up with something that's that
was
good.
basic.
I need to say that I need to have more trust and confidence in my own abilities. And that I need to say that I love you very much. And that I cannot wait to see where our relationship
We're so
takes
gushy.
us
I hate us.
in the coming year. But with that, this concludes the first ever 2021 episode of
I don't have like a
Gremlin's
spinner or
Lair.
buzzer or any noisemaker for celebrating in the new year. Perfect.
Oh, we should
I
have
will
shot
do this,
fireworks
though. You know
in
what?
the house.
I don't have a adult beverage, but I'll make a toast with a Chick-fil-A cup and say that
Okay. I have an empty jar that I shrink doll
I will
heads in
say
nail polish in.
2020 has been a garbage year for most people. There have been some positives, but it has been a rough go, and I know we're not done. So I'm hoping that mid to late 2021, everything will come back to normal. Everyone will be safe, happy, and healthy. And me and Fana will be able to move forward and everything that we're planning on doing next. And here is to all of you who are still struggling out there and just trying to get yourselves up in the morning. I feel you. I'm with you. It's going to get better. I promise. It's going to be a better year. It's going to be rough for a bit, but we're going to get right back into it. Everybody's going to be normal. Everyone's going to be happy. And here's the 2021 full of more gremlins and more content and, more fun to be had. So I'm all for it. Here's the 2021. Cheers.
Cheers. Bye, guys.